Morning, everyone. It's 27th of April. President Trump came out last night with his finally with some word on his legislation on the new tax initiatives he's looking to put through in America. Basically, he's simplifying the tax code. There's just simply going to be three brackets and a massive cut to corporation tax. However, the two problems with this is they seem very wishy-washy. They haven't provided information about the new thresholds, etc., and they haven't really provided any clue as to how the US budget is going to pay for this. The US is already very, very heavily indebted to the tune of around $20 trillion, and I've seen analyst estimates this morning reckon that this, over the next 10 years, these tax cuts are going to cost the US purse around 5 to 7 trillion over the next 10 years. So there's a real debt crisis emerging in America. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Everybody seems to be in denial about it at the moment, but they're going to have some problems paying their dues, especially in a environment of rising interest rates. I mean, the Fed could just keep hiking, in theory, until this thing breaks and things spiral out of control, and the US has to look at maybe restructuring their debt at some point. But yeah, there's certainly they're in massive amounts of debt, and I think some pressure could come on the dollar at some point. But anyway, be that as it may, we've also had a relief rally in the FTSE after the French first runoff of the French elections, and the surprise news about Le Pen, who's leaving the FN, the National Front Party. So we'll see how that plays out. There's a big rally a couple of days ago. I've been watching it since. It got bought at around the 7,100 level. It broke this wedge, as we were saying last week, and it's sort of back up here now. I'm not convinced. I'm not so sure this sort of rally is. I think it's relatively baseless. I'm not quite sure what it's all about. But anyway, I'm going to sell some calls into the strength, if you like. So I've sold a couple of July 74.50 FTSE calls. I got 50p for them just now. So we'll see how that goes. It's only a couple. If it does go against me, or I need to roll them at some point, then that's not a problem. It's also worth noting, although most things are down, Lloyd's is really moving fast and has had a strong start to the day. It's been up over 70p and it's moving around a lot. I'm not so sure. I'm wondering if that's the final 1 or 2% tranche that the government was holding in Lloyd's Bank. Maybe that's gone. There'll be an announcement on that shortly, so something to watch there. But yeah, in the meantime, I've sold a couple of calls into this strength, and we'll see if this rally continues.